Hello friends, today we are going to discuss the unit number first from 11th standard, and the name of unit is angle and its measurements. Okay, this is unit number first from part first. Now in this unit, today we are going to discuss some basic concept of an angles. Okay, now first definition of angle is directed angles. Directed angles. Suppose this is your initial ray. We have to call this ray is OX. This ray start from O and goes to X. Okay, this is your initial ray OX, and we have to rotate this ray about the point O. We have to rotate this OX about the point O, and we get some terminal position. Suppose this is your P. We have to call this is your OP. Then the angle made by initial ray OX and the terminal ray OP, this is your terminal ray, is called as directed angle. Okay, here the angle made by the ray OX with OP, then this ray is called as directed angles. यहाँ पे three things important है. First point is the ray OX. The ray OX is called as initial ray. Also the ray OP is called as terminal ray. This is your initial ray. OX is called as initial ray. Then the ray OP ray is called as the terminal ray. This is called terminal ray, and this OX rotate about the origin. This point is important. Okay, capital O. This ray rotates about the point O, and we get the terminal position OX. Then the angle XOP is called as directed angle. Okay. Now second definition is positive angle. तो positive angle क्या होता है? If we suppose this is your initial ray OX, and this ray rotate about the point O in a clockwise direction. In a clockwise direction, there are two types of direction. Okay, one is clockwise and one is anti-clockwise. If this ray OX rotate about the point O in a clockwise direction, suppose this is your terminal ray OP, at that time this angle is called as positive angle. This angle is called as positive angle. Then next definition is negative angle. तो negative क्या होता है? Suppose this is your ray OX, and we have to rotate this ray OX about the point O in a clockwise direction. Here direction is clockwise. Then the angle XOP is called as negative angle. Okay, तो यहाँ पे सबसे important क्या है? सबसे important, we have to rotate this OX in anti-clockwise direction. We get positive ray, and if we have to rotate this ray in a clockwise direction, then the angle is negative. This is called as negative angle. Negative angle. Then after that the definition is zero angle. तो zero angle क्या होता है? Suppose this is your ray OP, initial ray OP, initial ray. Suppose this is your, or OX is your initial ray, and we have to rotate this ray, and we get the same position, that is OP. Suppose X, or after rotation we get the same position. So here initial ray OX and terminal ray OP lie along the same line and same direction. Initial ray and terminal ray lie along same line and same direction. then the angle is called as जीरो एंगल, उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, जीरो एंगल. ओके, देन आफ्टर दैट वन रोटेशन एंगल. तो वन रोटेशन एंगल क्या होता है? सपोज दिस इज योर रे ओ एक्स, दिस रे रोटेट अबाउट द पॉइंट ओ and we get the same position, okay, this ray rotate about the point O and we get the same position. At that time this angle is called as one rotation angle, उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, one rotation angle. And this one rotation angle is equals to 360 degree. One rotation angle equals to 360 degree. Then after that we will discuss the definition of straight angle. तो यहाँ पे straight angle क्या होता है? Suppose this is your ray OX, we have to call initial ray, and this ray rotate about the point O, and we get the final position is your OP. This is called as terminal ray. Then this angle is called as straight angle. Okay, तो यहाँ पे the initial ray and terminal ray, and terminal ray lie along the same line, same line, but in opposite direction, then the angle between them is called as the straight angle, and the value of straight angle is always 180 degree. उसकी वैल्यू क्या होती है? 180 degree. Then the next definition is right angle. तो right angle क्या होता है friends? Suppose this is your initial ray OX and this is your terminal ray OP. Then the angle between initial ray and the terminal ray is 90 degree. Then this angle is called as right angle. And the value of right angle, this is your 90 degree. This is your definition of right angle. Then after that, सबसे important definition, co-terminal angles. Two angles are said to be co-terminal if their magnitude is different, but initial and terminal ray are same. Suppose this is your angle or ray OX, and this ray rotates about the point O, and we get, suppose this is your terminal position P. Then आपके पास यहाँ पे टू टाइप्स के एंगल है. वन इज दिस दिस एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन एंड अनदर इज दिस इज योर क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. सपोज दिस एंगल इज θ1 and this angle is θ2. Angle θ1 and angle θ2. These two angles are called as co-terminal angles because two angles are said to be co-terminal. कब होते हैं? उसकी the initial ray and terminal ray दोनों का क्या होता है? सेम. तो देखो, for θ1 the initial ray is OX and the terminal ray is OP. Also for θ2 the initial ray is OX and the terminal ray is OP. Therefore θ1 and θ2 are called as co-terminal angles. Okay, two angles θ1 and θ2 having different magnitude but same initial and terminal ray, then θ1 and θ2 are called as co-terminal angles. Okay, so we have to identify the given angles are co-terminal or not. At that time, here we have to use some results or a remark if difference between two angles is 360 degree or multiple of 360 degree, then these two angles are called as coterminal angles. If difference between two angle is 360 degree और द मल्टीपल ऑफ 360 डिग्री, यहाँ पे नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव दोनों भी आ सकता है, इंटीग्रल मल्टीपल ऑफ 360 डिग्री, एट दैट टाइम वी हैव टू कॉल दिस गिवन एंगल्स आर co-terminal angles. Okay, now this is very very important definition. Now after that we will discuss the next types of angles, that is angles in quadrant. Suppose आपके पास 4 quadrants होते हैं. In quadrants we have to measure the angle, उसे हम बोलेंगे the angles in quadrant. Okay, suppose angles in quadrant, angles in quadrants. Suppose this is your coordinate system, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Suppose here is origin O, this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, here is origin. Okay, this is called as first quadrant, this is called as second quadrant, then ये आपके पास आएगा third quadrant and ये आपके पास आएगा fourth quadrant. Okay, okay. तो देखो इन फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट जो भी एंगल आएगा, दिस एंगल गोज टू 0 to 90 डिग्री. ओके, एंगल बिटवीन पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस एंड एंगल बिटवीन पॉजिटिव वाई एक्सिस, दिस एंगल इज योर 90 डिग्री. देन सेम द एंगल बिटवीन पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस एंड द नेगेटिव एक्स एक्सिस. सपोज दिस इज योर एक्स डैश, देन एंगल बिटवीन ओ एक्स एंड एंगल बिटवीन ओ एक्स डैश, दिस इज योर स्ट्रेट एंगल, दिस इज योर स्ट्रेट एंगल. तो यहाँ पे एंगल कितना आएगा टोटल 180 डिग्री, दिस एंगल इज 180 डिग्री. देन एंगल बिटवीन द पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस एंड द नेगेटिव वाई एक्सिस, पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस एंड द नेगेटिव वाई एक्सिस. नाउ दिस एंगल इज 270 डिग्री, दिस एंगल इज 270 डिग्री. एंड द एंगल बिटवीन द पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस एंड द पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस, this is your 360 degree and this angle is called as one rotation angle. Angle with positive x axis, after one complete rotation we get same initial ray equals to same terminal ray. At that time we get one rotation and this angle is 360 degree. Okay, तो देखो आपके पास ये फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट है, तो एंगल बिटवीन 0 to 90 डिग्री, the angle between 0 to 90 degree, this angle is called as acute angle. उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, एंगल्स इन फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, उसे हम क्या बोलेंगे, acute एंगल. ओके, उसकी डेफिनेशन क्या होती है, द एंगल बिटवीन 0 डिग्री to 90 डिग्री is called as acute angle, or the angle in first quadrant, such type of angles are called as the acute angles. And the angles in second quadrant, suppose this is your angle in second quadrant, the angle between 90 degree to 180 degree, the angle between 90 degree to 180 degree are angles in second quadrant, and the angles in second quadrant are called as obtuse angle. So obtuse angle totally belongs to second quadrant. Okay, this belongs to second quadrant. Then angle between third and fourth quadrant, angle between third and fourth quadrant, these angles are called as reflex angle. So reflex angle goes to the quadrant number third and quadrant number fourth. Okay, so here सबसे important we have to measure the angle with positive x axis in clockwise direction. तो देखो यहाँ पे इन जनरली वी हैव टू मेजर, और उसे हम बोलेंगे द एंगल ऑफ इंक्लाइनेशन. तो एंगल ऑफ इंक्लाइनेशन क्या होता है? वी हैव टू मेजर द एंगल. तो वी हैव टू मेजर द एंगल. सपोज दिस इज योर एक्स एक्सिस एंड दिस इज योर वाई एक्सिस. हियर इज एक्स एंड हियर इज वाई. यहाँ पे ओरिजिन. तो जनरली वी हैव टू मेजर द एंगल विथ पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस. विथ पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस उसकी डायरेक्शन क्या होती है? एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. और सपोज आपका एंगल सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट में है, वी हैव टू मेजर दिस एंगल विथ पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस इन एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. सपोज एंगल गोज टू थर्ड क्वाड्रेंट, वी हैव टू मेजर दिस एंगल विथ पॉजिटिव एक्स एक्सिस इन एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन. सपोज आपका एंगल गोज टू फोर्थ क्वाड्रेंट, at that time also we have to measure the angle with positive x axis in anti-clockwise direction. These are the measurements of an angle. If we measure the angle with positive x axis in anti-clockwise direction, at that time your magnitude is positive. Angle का magnitude क्या आता है? Positive. And if we measure the angles with positive x axis in clockwise direction, if we measure the angle with positive x axis in clockwise direction, at that time आपको क्या मिलेगा? एंगल इज निगेटिव. तो यहाँ पे जो भी एंगल की वैल्यू होगी दिस गोज टू निगेटिव. ओके, इन नेक्स्ट लेक्चर हम देखेंगे सम एग्जांपल्स ऑन दिस टॉपिक. ओके.